It's a dream come true for drivers not only caught speeding, but caught on camera. They're being let off the hook by the hundreds, and all they have to do is play the waiting game. In tonight's special assignment, Tim Maestas shows you the giant loophole in Santa Fe's speed van program.
Thousands of citations, each one with a choice: pay the fine or file an appeal. Jason Morgan got one.
I decided to contest it for a couple of reasons.
A ticket from the city of Santa Fe's speed van.
Waited and forgot about it, and ultimately when I realized that it had been almost 3 months and hadn't heard anything about a hearing being scheduled, I decided to call.
The city ordinance that established the speed van program also calls for the hiring of a hearing officer to handle appeals within 90 days. The problem is Santa Fe doesn't have a hearing officer. In fact, the city's never had one in the 9 months the speed van's been in operation. How is that possible?
No, it wasn't illegal. I mean, the ordinance was passed. We've, in good faith, proceeded to try and get us a hearing officer. We've run into a number of what I'll call roadblocks.
According to Police Chief Eric Wheeler, part of the problem was deciding the fate of another part of the city's photo enforcement program: red light cameras. City officials are considering scrapping that part of it. There was another problem, too.
Our ordinance calls for the district judge to appoint the hearing officer. So we've been working with the district judge to develop the criteria.
In the meantime, Santa Fe Speed Van has issued about 7,000 citations, pulling in about $300,000 in fines for the city. However, 500 people have chosen not to pay a fine and file an appeal. Many of them have lucked out.
Anything that's outside of the scope of those 90 days that's indicated in the ordinance, they're going to be dismissed.
At this point, probably 250 to 300 will be dismissed.
That was the case with Jason Morgan.
He just said, very simply, your case is dismissed.
The dismissals mean a loss of about $25,000 for Santa Fe. City officials admit it's been a frustrating process, but they say the program is worth it. Councilor Ron Trujillo sponsored the ordinance.
That was my whole, reason for bringing this program to the city of Santa Fe, was for public safety.
Had to dismiss hundreds of citations.
Yeah, we have had to dismiss hundreds of citations. It's unfortunate.
Jason Morgan is relieved he's off the hook, and he's not bitter about the program either. In fact, for the most part, he supports it.
I think it's a good thing, but I'm also, being someone who's been a history teacher for 10 years, also believes pretty strongly in due process.
Tim Maestas, KRQE News 13.
City officials expect to have the position filled within the next month. Councilor Ron Trujillo tells us that he wouldn't be surprised to see an influx of appeals after tonight's story.